Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your girl Money. I'm back here with another video, and this particular video. First of all, before I get to the review, y'all need to go on Twitter and go and follow the Peach Report daily. That's number one. Number two, y'all need to go and look at the reunion looks. I've been waiting since we got news. The reunion was filmed what almost 2 weeks ago or something like that. Um, I've been wanting to see them because they were doing hints and everything while they were filming, and then the Peach Report always gets the tea, and I've been wanting to know what Queen Kenya Summer Moore Daily bitch looked like, and she gave me everything I needed and I wanted. Y'all need to go ahead and go check out those looks because she looked the best, hands down. In my opinion, it would go Kenya, um, Portia, Candy, and Latoya. For me, I feel like collectively all of them look amazing, but singularly, no, not so much. You know, but I named to you guys what my favorites or whatever. I just can't wait for the reunion. I think we have like 3 more episodes left because we're already at episode 15. I believe this season we have 18 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, could be wrong, but anyway, I just had to say that, y'all. Y'all just don't know how I was just shook. Yeah, I was just like, I can't wait for Queen Kenya because they've been trying her all season. They have been trying her. And I had got news from Tamara Tallis because y'all know she always got the latest tea as well. She's stating basically that Portia was giving us Nene. And by this season, to be honest, she been acting like Nene, so I wouldn't be surprised because she just been getting on my nerves, just acting like real uppity, and I don't have time for it. Also, uh, happy April to you guys. Happy new month. You know, me and my significant other, we're about to hit 8 months. It's gonna be great, and it's just crazy how things happen. Like crazy. I'll get to that in another video. Yeah, I'll get to that in another video. But this video, I'm gonna be talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13, episode 15. I forgot what this episode is called. Fuck it. I'm gonna just put season 13, episode 15 review, whatever, because I don't even know what the episode is called, nor do I care at the moment. Anyways, we start off this episode, and Drew's, packing, and her daughter's helping her pack, and I just think her daughter is so cute. And I definitely, one thing about it, even though I don't like Drew particularly, I do think that she has a beautiful blended family, you ask me, and I think it's great. But I do appreciate the fact that she put her. I'm sorry, y'all. I do appreciate the fact that she put her family business out there. A lot of people, when they're going on a reality show, they don't feel comfortable disclosing certain information about their family, and I respect the fact that she was open enough to do that, and that they both consented to, basically allow their lives to be filmed. We don't see everything. We see about a few hours out of their everyday lives. You know what I'm saying? We don't see everything. Hell, quiet as it's kept, I bet you the good stuff they freaking don't they freaking edited out the really good stuff, the really juicy stuff, child. But anyway, and then she's talking to Ralph about it, her being excited. And to be honest, to me, is it just me or he came off like, bitch, I can't wait for till you get out of here. Like he came off like he could give a fuck less. Honestly, I'm just being honest. That's the vibe I got from him. Then they cut to Portia and she's playing with PJ and trying to play with her. And PJ's just like, bitch, look, mama, put me down. I don't have time for your shenanigans. So she puts her down and she starts running around. And I'm just like, PJ is so cute, though. Regardless of how I feel towards Portia, because y'all know I don't like Portia either. I can give it to her. I do think that she's a great mom, and it does make me happy to see all the women on here, being moms and, doing what they have to do. I love to see that because I feel like all of them do an excellent job of taking care of their kids and doing what they have to do for their kids, especially Kenya, Portia, Drew, Candy, and everybody. And I think seeing them all, grown as women, like every single person on the show has grown. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, but I still feel like certain women are still stuck in their ways on certain things. But when it comes to like motherhood, like when you become a mother, it changes you. And I don't have kids yet, but even I know that, seeing my mom change from the person she was before she had me and my sister, God rest her soul, my mom became a completely, totally different person. So it's a whole different scenario when it comes to that. Um, so that's why I say I feel like when you have kids, your whole perspective on a lot changes. Your whole views change. Like it's not just about you anymore. It's about you and your child. Your child is always going to come first before anything in life, and that's just a fact. Then it cuts to Candy and Toya, and they're talking, and Toya says, "I can get used to having rich friends, honey." And Candy explained to her how she's barely making the trip because she has to film for the movie that she's been working on. And I'm like, I know that's right, Candy. You better get those outside jobs apart from Real Housewives of Atlanta, because a lot of bitches depend on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'm sorry if I'm doing a job and like, yeah, y'all, that technically that is your job. Y'all are at work, but if I was them, I would want to pursue other things besides just that. Getting multiple bags is not an issue, not a problem for me. Like if I was on the show, I'd be trying to do other shit besides just getting a check every episode. From this show. I mean, I know they get paid good and paid well, but at the same time, how I would look at it, I would want to just have multiple things going on, and most of them do have multiple things going on. I'm sorry, y'all. Barely. I guess I'm tired, but then again, I ain't went to sleep yet, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I think it's important for you to have multiple businesses and multiple things going on outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Because who's to say you don't come on a season? It's always good to have a plan to fall back on something. It's always good to have an extra plan in there. And if I was on the show, I'd be having multiple business and shit, doing things outside of that, so that people don't just bunch me in. Oh, you're just on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's the only source of income you can get. But but, but that's just me. And then after that, Candy throws shade at Toya and Kenya because she's talking about the trip, and she's like, "Oh, I just hope that Drew's a better host than how you and Kenya hosted." And I mean, I don't. I feel like, yeah, you know, they weren't the best hosts, but they were not as bad as they were trying to make it seem. Like they were definitely putting 20 on 10. But I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there with that because that really pissed me off. I just hated they treated Kenya terribly on this past trip. I hated it. I really hated it. And then she says she hopes Drew plans for some good food. And then after that, it cuts to everybody. They're on the private jet. They're taking videos and uploading them to Instagram. And I still remember when this whole thing was filmed because I saw all the videos on Instagram and stuff like that. And I just knew it. Like I still remember all this happened. Y'all gotta remember this happened last year during COVID. They were filming this show during COVID of last year, and things were like completely different. And every episode, I believe every time they're about to film, I think they get tested to make sure they didn't have COVID. So they were taking those precautions on doing that. And I know that must have been annoying to have to keep getting tested, keep getting tested, keep getting tested. I know if it was me, I would feel some type of way about that because I'm just like, I don't have time for that. But then again, it's important. And then it cuts to them on the plane. Brooklyn is with Kenya once again. And then in my notes I said once again Kenya Moore for the win. They did all that complaining about not having their kids on the trip when Kenya last hosted the South Carolina trip. But yet again, she's the only one with her child. So yet again, fake outrage. Y'all just wanted something to complain about to make her the villain, like always. Kenya does a confessional after that, and she says maybe there was a discount for a 2-for-1 broker agency. I hollered when she said that she called, but honey, everyone made such a big fuss about me bringing Brooklyn on a trip. Yet here we are. Drew told everyone that their children are welcome. I'm the only one with my child again. Exactly. And I saw a bunch of people say, oh, it's just the fact that, she put the offer out there that, if you wanted to bring your kids, you can bring them. Regardless, had Kenya done that or didn't done that, she can never win. I'm telling you, she can never win with certain girls because y'all sit up here and y'all talk to her crazy, y'all disrespect her, but then when she gives you the same back, it's an issue. I don't understand these double standards. It is annoying to me. That's why I feel like it was fake outrage. Because if it really meant that much to you, you would have brought your kids with you. If you really wanted to have your kids with you on a girls trip, and you're trying to sit up here and make it seem as if, you know, oh, Kenya's mothering is above ours. When Kenya never said that. Kenya basically said the fact that you already know what it is. You already know her situation. She is basically a single parent. She does whatever she has to do for Brooklyn and for herself. Because, I'm not saying Mark is a bad father. I'm not going to say that because I can't speak on that. Because apparently they have a good relationship and apparently he's a good father. But he's not attentive as much as Kenya is. He doesn't spend as much time with Brooklyn as Kenya does because Kenya really don't trust nobody outside of herself, really, with Brooklyn, if we're going to be honest. Yes, she has a nanny, but she don't trust the nanny all that much. I mean, she trusts her a little bit, I guess, but not as much as she would trust herself to watch over her child. So she's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna get a nanny or do what she has to do. Y'all act as if she has a choice in the matter. The whole point of the matter is she's a full time single mom and she's doing what she has to do. Yes, she has a job and everything, but it's like her child is important and she gonna put her child above any and everything. So it's like y'all was sitting up here with your fake outrage, and I just knew it. Like when that happened, it really really pissed me off because I'm just like, you would think if someone extended an offer for you to bring your children, that if they really wanted their children that bad, they could have brought them on the trip. But yet again, Kenya's the only one that had her child because it is not a necessity for her. It's something that she actually has to do. She has to bring Brooklyn on. Sorry, yeah, it's loud, right? She has to bring Brooklyn on the trip with her. She doesn't have a choice in the matter. But it's like, oh, okay, fake outrage, and that's why I said that. Like, I saw a tweet on Twitter. When was this? Um, a few like on Sunday when it aired, and a bunch of people have mixed feelings about it. I personally feel as if it was fake outrage because of the simple fact is like whenever Kenya does stuff or whatever, y'all always want to blow things out of proportion, whatever. And it's always the double standard when it comes to her. Certain people can do whatever, anything or whatever, and it's all good. They get a pass. But if it's Kenya, it's a whole different story. Like, let's not act like y'all haven't been coming for her since season 5. Y'all have had an issue with her and painting her as the villain since season 5. But when she plays that role and gives y'all what y'all been asking for, it's a problem. It's an issue. I just feel like y'all like to pick and choose what y'all gonna be mad at her about. And I think it's ridiculous if you ask me. Drew gave y'all the initiative to and the offer to have your children, so where the fuck are they? Why don't we see your children? Oh, okay. Fake outrage, like I said. I know a lot of people had different opinions about that, but I felt as if it was fake outrage. If you really wanted your children there, they would have been there. Just like if they really wanted their children there, when the last time in South Carolina, they would have had them, regardless if Kenya put the offer or not. But she already spilled that tea. She already spilled that tea and said basically that if they wanted to bring their kids, they could have, meaning they were reaching just for camera time. But anyway, moving on. So after that, they arrive. They arrive on the bus, and Brooklyn gets kind of fussy, and she starts crying. And Kenya goes to her and says, "It's okay, Brookie." And I'm pretty sure at that point, because they have been on there for a long while, and she's probably tired and ready to go to sleep and lay down and everything. That's probably why she was fussy or whatever. Um, and Kenya's like, "It's okay, Brookie." And then at that time, Kenya's nanny wasn't with her, so that was just a lot on her also as well. Just imagine all that. Then you gotta deal with these cameras in your face. and y'all are filming 15-hour days and stuff like that. Oh God, girl. Mm-mm. That would be a lot for me to deal with. I mean, I'm just saying. And then portion of her confessional says she never said she wanted to bring PJ, and that it's about to offer her being able to bring her and claiming she wasn't gonna bring her, and that it's a girl trip. And I just felt like, girl, whatever, fuck y'all and y'all fake outrage, y'all straight up haters, to be honest. And I really feel like that. Like y'all find any reason to hate on Kenya, y'all find any reason to try and argue with her, y'all find any reason to have a problem with her. The situation can be so small and y'all blow it out of proportion every single time. Like I said, fake outrage, fake issues, fake news, fake all that. Like y'all full shit at the end of the day. Like I said, y'all really wanted to bring y'all kids, y'all would have brought them. No, y'all wanted to argue with Kenya and make a big deal and put 20 on 10 because y'all get joy out of trying and attempting to make her life miserable, but she pays y'all dust every time and gives y'all the same energy back. But then y'all want to play victim when she comes for y'all and drags y'all and snatches y'all by the edges. But okay, we'll get to that. hmm So everybody starts to drink, and Drew Drew stupidly asks her, "Oh, you're not gonna drink?" Little do we know at this point that she knows damn well why Latoya doesn't want to drink, but she's still yet and still trying to put her out on the spot, and that rubbed me the wrong way. Even before I watched this full episode, like Sunday or whatever, it still made me feel some type of way because I'm like, why are you asking her if she want to drink? What she clearly just said she's not drinking. Why ask her again? Like, ugh, I can't. Drew annoys me so much. What's funny, I liked her at first when we first got introduced to her. I really did like her. But the more and more as the episodes went by, I realized how sneaky she is, how shady she is, how fake she is, and how messy she is. And I'm sorry. I can't trust people like that. I'm sorry. If I tell you not to tell certain people certain things and you go behind my back and you tell them and try and make me look a certain way, I will never fuck with you again on that level, period. Because I feel like if I'm asking you not to do something, I feel like you, as someone I'm trying to get to know, you should honor that and respect that. But really, the gag was Kenya was definitely testing her, and she failed. That's the real gag. Kenya wanted to know if she could honestly trust her. She wanted to know if she could honestly trust her with her information, her business, her personal situations that's going on. And she realized that she can't because of the fact of how Drew did that whole thing. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, if Kenya wanted to tell them that she was taking a private jet, she would have. Girl, do y'all not know how Kenya Moore Summer Daily is? Do y'all not know how she is? She would have told them straight up herself. And by Drew going back and being shady and stuff like that, that rubbed me the wrong way because I just feel like if I'm telling you and I'm trying to get to know you or whatever, and I'm telling you not to say certain things because I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way or make nobody feel no type of way or feel as if I'm being shady towards them even though I'm not trying to be shady, and then you go and tell them and try and make me look like I'm being shady towards them, that's a that's a problem and you need to be dealt with. Ugh. Anyway, then after that, it cuts to Kenya in her confessional, and she's saying that she supports Latoya not drinking and says that she's not going to tolerate her mess, and that nobody else will either. And I honestly agree. I mean, like I said, yo, I love Latoya, but when Latoya is in the wrong, I will drag her. I will drag anybody who's in the wrong. Y'all already know Team Toro, Team Latoya forever. Y'all already know that Team Candy, Team Cynthia. Y'all already know this. This is stuff y'all already know. Team Fallon. I love Fallon. Definitely. Can't stand Portia. Can't stand Drew. Love Shamia, but I definitely agree with Kenya later on in this episode about what she said to her. But we'll get to that. Everybody else I'm indifferent to be honest. I think that was on. Did I name everybody? Oh, and I do love Marlo. I've loved Marlo since season 4. But I know she would never have a peach. But you know, I feel like certain people don't need peaches. I mean, she's been a controversial figure ever since season 4. When she said what she said, even though I still feel like she was dead wrong for that. But we'll get to that one day. We'll get to that. And then, it cuts to Drew and her fake ass support in the confessional about Latoya not drinking and talking about, that whole entire thing. And I'm just like, bitch, you don't give a fuck about her. Like, come on, like, let's stop with the dramatics. Let's stop with the semantics. You don't care about her. You don't care about her not wanting to drink. You just want to sit here and be one of those people that pretend like they care about people just so later on they could put their business out on Front Street and try and embarrass and expose somebody, but you want to sit here and put on a fake smile. You're wolves in sheep clothing. I see you for who the fuck you are, bitch. I see you through your works, and you're not surprising me. You're not sitting up here trying to make me look stupid or make me look dumb. I see right through you. You ain't shit at the end of the day, and I'm definitely got my eye on you. I'm side eyeing you because y'all know, as Sean Bradley always says, side eye is eternal, and it is. You are one of those people that sit there and you're one of those fake Christians that sit up there and one minute want us to be supporting and accepting, the next minute you want to throw stones at the next person. Girl, bye. Have several seats. Okay, once you get perfect and once your whole life becomes perfect, then and only then do you have a right to judge anybody else. You are not perfect. You are not put together, girl. You are not put together, sweetheart. So I would suggest you have several seats and stop sitting up here giving Latoya fake support, because if you truly supported her, you wouldn't have did all that. I could even tell in her demeanor in her confessional, girl, you don't care about her, so stop. Stop trying to sit up here and make it seem as if you care about her. You don't care about her, girl. You're just being messy. Bye. Bye, Drew. Anyway, and then as they're on the bus and they're talking and they bring up Drew, I mean they bring up Marlo and Kenya's pictures that they took at her showroom, and it gave me life. Seeing that picture again, and I thought they took a great picture. And Cynthia explained so she after Toya said that she got Kenya and Marlon back on the same page. Cynthia had to clock her and say, "No, bitch, no, you didn't. It's because of me that they even made up." And then Toya looks kind of like in a playful manner. Toya was looking hella fresh though, like in a playful manner, and I can genuinely see that Kenya and Marlo are genuine friends and they're building that bond genuinely. And it's not no to get back at Portia. It's not that type of situation. And the fact that Portia has been assuming ever since that episode came on, or ever since they made up that it was something strategic or having to do with the whole Bolo situation, Bolo Gate, but it had nothing to do with that, honestly. Everybody know that Kenya was not fooling with Marlo like that. To be honest, she probably didn't think that they were even going to make up at that point. So when Cynthia brought Marlo in her room, she first was just like, "Girl, you know I don't mess with Marlo. Like, what is she doing here?" And she was confused, and you could tell on her face that she was confused, and she was not expecting to make up with Marlo because let's be clear, let's be honest, Marlo had said a lot of horrible things, a lot of degrading things, a lot of disrespectful things towards Kenya and hitting her below the belt. But then again, like Kenya said, you bring a gun, I'm bringing a machine gun, and that is the truth. So many people on this show who have been on the show and left the show, got fired, whatever, they have started issues with Kenya, but get upset when Kenya retaliates after they do something messed up to her, or say something messed up to her. Why is it okay for people to come at her, but when she defends herself, she's a victim? When she defends herself, she's wrong, she's evil, she's this, and that. I don't get it. I'm so tired of the hypocrisy when it comes to Queen Summer Moore. Okay, when it comes to Queen Kenya Summer Moore Daily, bitch, I'm so tired of it. It don't make no sense. Like I told y'all, I am a Kenya stan, and I always will forever stand for her, no matter what. But if she's in the wrong, I'm gonna say she's in the wrong, and I'm gonna call it out for what it is. But one thing about it, two things for sure, I'm tired of people coming at her and then playing victim when she retaliates. I'm really tired of that. It's so tiring. It's tired. It's through. It's delayed. I'm over it. So over it. But basically, Toya says that Kenya's friend hopping, but she said that she's gonna get Kenya back and have Portia on the side. And I hollered. And then Kenya said, I'm glad you know who's gonna be the side chick. Basically throwing shade at Portia like, bitch, you gonna be the side chick. I'm the main girl hoe. You gonna be the side chick. That's all you used to be is side chicks. You're nobody's main girl. That's basically what Kenya was saying, but she was being funny about it. I peeped game girl. I caught you. hmm And then Portia was like, I ain't no side, nothing. The only thing I'm chasing is the dollar. And she basically saying uh, that she ain't chasing nobody for a friendship and or a relationship. And I mean, I feel that. I mean, it is what it is. I wouldn't want to chase nobody for a friendship either. The way I feel about it, either we gonna be friends or we ain't gonna be friends. But the type of friend I am, I'm not gonna spray your tea all over the place if we fall out. There's so many people that I'm not friends with now, and I haven't told their secrets and I haven't revealed their secrets or exposed them. And I'm not going to because I feel like you're supposed to have a certain level of respect for people, even if people have done you dirty and done you so wrong to the point where it's like, girl, I can't hold on to or whatever, girl, I can't hold on to that or whatever, this, that, and the third. You know, I completely understand everybody has different preferences when it comes to that. Because honestly, if it was me personally, I just feel like when certain people do certain things, it's like it's hard to come back from certain things. I'm all for forgiveness and moving forward and being an adult about certain things, but it's like certain things you can forgive them, but you can't forget them, and your trust level is not going to be the same, especially after somebody has done you dirty. But then again, I've seen people come back from worse situations, so that's where I'm at on that. But then they start cheering. After that, they cheer on good vibes, and everybody is, toasting and everything like that. And then when she says that, she looks at Kenya and once again throwing subtle shade at Kenya, and that just annoyed me. I'm just like, Drew, you're looking for a moment. Kenya's not even paying you no mind. She's paying you dust really, and you're pressed about it because it's like Kenya's trying to have a good time. She's trying to get settled in. She's dealing with her daughter and all this other stuff that's going on. She don't have time for your shenanigans, honestly. Like she's doing a lot. Drew is doing too much. That's why I don't like her now because I see how sneaky and conniving and manipulative she is, and how she's doing the most, and how she's trying to sit up here and go on this smear campaign towards Kenya and now Latoya, and I'm not with it. I'm really not with it. Honestly, I'm not with it. Um, then after that, they arrive to New Orleans, and the people on the outside, in the what would you call that? I guess you could call it in the public. They're playing these instruments, and the music sounds really, really, really nice. I wish it was real bounce music though, but I know they would get copyrighted probably if it was. But yeah. Oh. So then it pans to the Hotel Indigo, and then Drew's over here keep saying, "Oh, they're gonna be in luxury and all this other stuff," and it's like, girl, in my opinion, the Hotel Indigo looks bootleg as hell. It looks janky as hell. It don't look like no Hampton Inn. It don't look like no 5-star hotel, motel, whatever type of situation. In my opinion, it don't look that way. So I don't understand why she was talking all this shit, constantly throwing shade at Kenya, talking about how she's a better host and this, and the third. But it's like, girl, that hotel don't even look all that. While you sitting up here trying to throw shots at people and trying to make it seem as if your hosting skills is better, it don't even look all that, in my honest opinion. I mean, it looked bootleg to me, but I'm just being honest. Then it cuts to Cynthia and Kenya still on the bus, and Kenya's getting trying to get Brooklyn situated and stuff like that. And I thought this was so sweet of Cynthia to ask Kenya if she needed help with her baby. Like I thought that was so sweet of her. Like you like when I tell y'all, Cynthia, Candy, and Kenya are genuine friends off the show and have a genuine relationship. It's real. Like it's been building, I believe, since season 6. I want to say. But yeah, like they have a really good relationship, and I love it. Kenya don't fool with many people on the show for real, especially off camera, and the fact that she's able to build these relationships even through all her traumas of her past and everything she's been through. That makes me happy for her. She did not get the love that she deserved to have when she was a kid and when she was younger from her mother, let alone her family. They did her really dirty, but it makes me happy to see her as a grown woman elevating through life and teaching her daughter, you know, to have a big heart. And you guys can tell in her interactions with her daughter and, from the videos and everything that she loves her daughter so much. And she really does go out of her way to make sure her daughter is educated and knows about important things and stuff. So I'm happy about that because the love that Kenya never got, she's given all that love to her daughter, and that is the most important thing. Um, but basically, Kenya says that she needs help, but she's trying to figure out where the nanny is because she's waiting on the nanny. Because she got not only did she flung out Brooklyn, she took Brooklyn with her, but the nanny was also coming on the trip also as well. When Kenya and the girls do group events and stuff like that. Um, then after that, like a little bit after that, it cuts to Kenya and Brooklyn. They get off the bus, and she's trying to get her to twirl, and I thought that was so cute. Like I love Brooklyn's relationship with Kenya. It's so cute, and Brooklyn looks just like Mark. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And after that, everybody joins up in the yard. I guess we call it or whatever. I guess that's what we call it in the yard together, and then all of them have, and then there's all these pole boys available, and I actually want to try one. I'm not gonna lie, because I heard that there's a whole bunch of different ones you can get. I really want to try that. I really want to go to New Orleans one day because their food looks exquisite, their culture looks amazing, and I'd love to learn more and to advance my brain even more. I feel like as much as we learn on a day-to-day basis, it's not a problem. It's not an issue. It should never be an issue to learn even more about cultures, different cultures and stuff. And New Orleans is definitely one of those I want to learn more about. And the fact, and I also wrote that this in my notes. I said I'm so tired of Martin his shenanigans. The fact that he has Brooklyn's face blurred pisses me off. Thank God we got Instagram though, for real. Because it's like, girl, we saw Brooklyn's face all throughout season 12. Why are you making it so hard for her to be shown, and why you don't want her to be shown? I don't understand. It's like, girl, you're all the way in New York. What's the problem? You know that this is a source of income for Kenya. Why can't she show her daughter? To me, it seems as if Kenya is a more present parent in her life than you are because you're all the way in New York. It's just like you barely even come and spend time with your own daughter. I mean, I'm not saying you're a bad father, but I'm just saying you are not an attentive father like Kenya is an attentive mother. Like she spends way more time with Kenya than she does with you, and it's supposed to be a team effort, and that's just my personal opinion. Like it just annoys me how he be trying to control stuff all the way from New York, but Kenya is the one actually making things happen and do what she needs to do for their daughter. Like you got some nerve to be sitting up here having her face blurred out. I don't like that. I really don't like that. It pisses me off to be honest, because this is a source of income for Kenya. This is not the only thing she's got going on right now, but it's a source of income. So I feel like you should be understanding to that and not trying to be so controlling about what she can and can't do for her daughter. Ugh, like I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying Mark is a bad father, but he irks my nerves. He irks my nerves with these certain decisions he makes. Ugh, I don't have time for it. Then after that, it cuts to Drew going inside, and she got all the keys and stuff together for their rooms and stuff like that. And it cuts back to outside, and I said I thought it was cute how Portia asked Kenya if it was okay for her to give Brooklyn some of her snacks, and Kenya says it's okay, and I was just saying how cute Brooklyn is because even though they have her face blurred out, we all know what Brooklyn looks like. Okay, Brooklyn looks just like Mark. Like that's Mark's twin completely, definitely. And Brooklyn is just so intelligent, so smart, and so cute. And I just, I'm just so proud. I'm so happy for Kenya because I know she waited her whole life to have a baby, and knowing that her daughter is about to be 3 this year in November, I know that's a huge accomplishment for her. Seeing her daughter grow up, and yeah, she waited quite a long time to have a child, but everything happens for a reason. Brooklyn is a miracle child, and she went through a lot just to have her. And I'm so happy for her that she was able to become a mom because I know that's something she really wanted. She wanted the fairy tale life, and even though things are not so perfect with her and Mark, and things are not so great, I know that they have a lot of love and respect for each other still, but I just wish that Mark would actually show her that he loves her and actually prove that to her. Because to me, when he would get on camera, he was to me there were times when he was loving, affectionate, and caring, and then there was times when he was really cold, and I just felt like I just couldn't. I wouldn't want to be around somebody that's gonna treat me this way. That's just my personal thing. All right, enough rambling about that. Then after that, she gives Cynthia the best room for not singing at her wedding. But then she says that they're gonna do this like booty bounce competition to see who wants to get the second best room or whatever for all the rooms. And I do, and I do feel like Kenya was rude in her delivery of her basically saying no, she's not doing that, she's not gonna derate herself. I do feel like she was rude in her delivery of that. Maybe she should have been nicer and more respectful about that. But then again, Drew kept pushing her and kept taunting her. After Kenya first said, "Hey, after Kenya said, I'm not going to degrade myself for a room. Can I just have a key, please?" And she asked her repeatedly 4 times, and Drew didn't. Drew still at that point didn't even want to give her the key. So it's like, no, I've asked you for the 4th time. Give me the key. I'm not gonna sit up here and twerk in front of or do a booty dance in front of my daughter. My child is here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not gonna embarrass her. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. It's one thing doing whatever, doing like sexual provocative dances or whatever in the privacy of your own home or in a private setting. It's a completely different scenario if you're doing that in front of your kid. Like Brooklyn could pick that up and be out here dancing on a pole and or whatever. Because say Kenya would have done it. What if Brooklyn grew up to be like a stripper you know or something like that that could potentially be like okay this that and the third like like y'all would be sitting up here saying that Kenya is a bad mom and she's doing the wrong behaviors, and that's gonna make Mark have a field day because you already know the other stuff that's going on between her and Mark. So not only can she not embarrass herself, she can't embarrass Mark either because in a way she's still married to the man. So I mean, and the man is still like controlling and controlling things even from him being in New York. We have not seen Mark since season 12, to be honest. But yeah, like I just I understood where Kenya was coming from because if it was me, I would not want to be twerking or dancing in front of my child either because I'm just like I'm too old for that. Like, what are we doing here? Like, I felt like she was justifying how she felt, but she was rude. And I'm not gonna lie, she was very, very rude. But then again, it's like you, you're gonna keep taunting me. It's like you're gonna keep taunting me. You're gonna keep doing this, that, and the third. And I've already asked you and told you that I wanted key, but you're gonna taunt me and then try to make it seem as if I'm aggressive. And so when she goes off on her, she basically says, "Hey, I just want to get Brooklyn situated and everything. You give me the key, I walk off, and then you want to talk about me afterwards, talking about the energy." But it's like you made the energy worse by even taunting her and not giving her the key the first time when she asked you. Ugh. Anyways, oh my god, she just really annoyed me. She annoyed me so much. Oh my god. Then after that, and I felt like no matter what, regardless if Kenya's attitude was good or bad, she was going to give her. She always had plans to give her a bad woman. I don't care what nobody says. Drew doesn't like Kenya, and Drew's been coming for Kenya for a long time now at this point. Always talking about her marriage, always having something negative to say about her. And y'all can say what y'all want to say, but I read between the lines and I see people for who they are on this show. And y'all can't tell me that Drew Sidora don't have an issue with Kenya. She got an issue with her, and it is so obvious. But anyway, and whatever the issue is, yes, I'm pretty sure it's very petty, but she has an issue with Kenya for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what the issue is, what the situation is, but I read between the lines. But anyway, it cuts to Drew in the confessional. She's talking about Kenya's ass. So that's why I didn't understand the article I read on Twitter and how she was, you know, basically trying to make it seem as if she was a victim when Kenya told her you needed a tummy tuck. Girl, I don't care about your fibroid issues or whatever issues you got going on. You constantly and others have thrown shade at Kenya about her skin and about her body and about her booty and all these other things, and now you want to cry wolf when she comes back and fires back. Y'all always do this. Y'all always want to come at her body and other things on her, and then cry wolf and get pressed when she gives you that same energy back. It's like stop coming for people and disrespecting people and expecting them not to do the same back to you. What you give is what you get, and that's life. That's how life works. That's how life is. Don't try to sit up here and try to make it seem as if Kenya is a bully because Kenya has not bullied you in the past she may have done things to these women, to certain women, that wasn't didn't show her in the best light. But when it comes to you, Juice Fedora, sweetheart, she never bullied you. Okay? The only thing I can remember her saying about you was that you were straight. And to be honest, I understood where she was coming from because it's like, there has been quite a lot of people that Cynthia has brought in the group that were straight, to be honest, and that weren't interesting and that were boring. So I get where she was coming from in that, but if all that shade and everything that you've been doing this whole season was because she calls you a stray, are you kidding me? You've been coming for her marriage and all that, acting as if your marriage is perfect. Your marriage to Ralph is nowhere near perfect. So once again, have several seats, Drew Sidora. Y'all marriage is not perfect, and y'all gonna need therapy. Y'all gonna need Jesus. Y'all gonna need all His angels for y'all marriage to even recover halfway decently. But um, But yeah, like that annoyed me when I read that article and she was talking about it and talking about how Kenya hurt her, talking about it. But it's like, girl, you threw shade at Kenya's ass as well, trying to make it seem you say that she paid for it so she's sticking, and y'all always coming for her, and then when she responds, she's wrong, and it's just so annoying and tiring. I'm so tired of people constantly coming at Kenya, and then when she responds back and fires back, she's wrong, or you're getting bullied by her. I'm over it. I'm so over it. You just don't know. Ugh. I keep telling people stop playing with Kenya like she's just some punk, like she's just some hoe, like she's not gonna snatch your edges and give them back to you and glue them back in your head. Y'all need to stop playing with Kenya like she's not the OG. Stop playing with her like she ain't the queen. Kenya Summer Moore Daly is the queen of Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that's a fact. She's been carrying the show for years. I want to say 8, almost 9 years at this point, and she's always in somebody's mouth. She trends on Twitter every week because people are so pressed about her. They're so pressed about her and they're so bothered by her to the fact that she trends every single Sunday. Name another housewife that trends every single Sunday. I'll wait. That's what I thought. Um, So after that, King goes to the front and she approaches her and she's just like, you know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna do this chess move. I'm gonna pay her dust. I'm not even gonna argue back and forth over a room when I have the funds and I have the money and I have the time and I have the effort, the grace to upgrade my room and to make it into what I want it to be. I have my daughter here and I'm gonna make sure she's comfortable at the end of the day. I'm not worried about it. Juicidora, here's my chess piece. Here's my chess move. Try and outdo me this time. And I knew with her doing that calmly I knew that Drew was gonna be pressed and feel some type of way. I already knew it. But it's like, girl, you were trying to embarrass her. You were trying to make her look stupid, but she made y'all look stupid, and y'all are pressed, and y'all are mad, and y'all are bothered about it. Girl, bye. Um, and then after that, Drew takes Cynthia to her room, and her room is really, really nice. So shout out to Drew on that. I just don't like the way you did Kenya. Like I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I felt like you were gonna always give her a bad room anyway. Doesn't even matter, to be honest. Whether Kenya would have gave you an attitude or didn't, I feel like you would always give her a terrible room, the worst room. Then Robert comes in and gives Kenya her new key to her new room. Then after that, they cut Cynthia, Portia, and Drew, and they're talking about Kenya and Kenya's energy. And I was just like, first of all, she doesn't want to twerk. After she said no the first time, you should have gave her the key instead of taunting her. When you taunt people, you get fucked up, whether with their words or actions. You're gonna keep pushing, and somebody's really gonna annihilate you. Like you're doing too much, Drew. Then after that, Cynthia says that if the bike ride goes wrong, that she's gonna have a conversation with Kenya and see what's going on with her. Because there's just feeling at this moment like, what's up with Kenya's attitude? I mean, Kenya did have an attitude problem or whatever, but I understood because she was dealing with the stress of, trying to get her daughter situated, trying to figure out where the nanny was, because the nanny was nowhere in town or nowhere around or whatever. So she was trying to figure all that, and it was just a lot of shit and stuff going on. And then you're dealing with an aggravating, antagonizing, taunting, provoking person such as Drew Sidora, that would drive anybody crazy to snap. That would make anybody feel some type of way because honestly, the way Drew is and how she treats people, she irks my nerves because I just feel like you're doing the most and trying to get another piece, and it's like, girl, when it's not authentic, don't expect to get a peach. Don't expect to have a situation where you think that you're gonna get something when in reality you're not gonna get nothing because you're not being authentic, you're not being real. We need real housewives of Atlanta, okay? We need people that are bosses, okay? We don't need strays. We don't need these people coming on here for a come up, starting arguments with people for camera time just to have a storyline outside of whatever their storyline was. I'm so tired of that. I'm tired of that narrative coming on the show to start issues with people, and they get upset and act all surprised when they give you that same energy back in real life. Like, facts are, Kenya is going to scalp and drag and re-roast and saute everybody at this reunion that came for her and that tried her this season because everybody tried her this season. So I'm looking for her to snatch all of their wigs and bury her wigs, to be honest, because y'all been trying her. Period. Um, and then they're talking, they're doing all that, and then they do this little handshake basically, and it said, "Get her," like uh, Drew and Portia said that, and I was side eyeing them the whole time. I was like, I see y'all whole game, like y'all trying to team up together to go against Kenya, but little do y'all know, Kenya has the mental fortitude to go back and forth with anybody. Let's not forget season 5 and 6. She had the whole everybody, like she had the whole cast against her. And guess what? She was poised. She was intelligent. She was amazing. She was brilliant. She held her composure even when people were reading her left and right. She read all of them their rights as well, and they couldn't take it. And then, like I said, even then, like watching a lot of things back, Phaedra held a grudge against Kenya when the whole gag was Apollo is the one that was attracted to Kenya. Kenya jokingly said that Apollo was fine, and yeah, Apollo was fine. But if she really wanted him and wanted to pursue him, she could have done that. I do believe he would have gave it to her if she did approach him on that, that other stuff. If she did say to him, hey, I want to do something with you, I believe he definitely would have gave it to her. 100% because Apollo was clearly in love with Kenya and Apollo wanted Kenya. And Apollo would disrespect Phaedra all the time. And then, Phaedra They never wanted to hold him accountable, but yet she wanted to hold Kenya accountable. And I'm not saying Kenya didn't flirt with Apollo; she did flirt with him, but I feel like it was friendly flirting. Like it was nothing serious. It was nothing long term. Like, oh, we're gonna have a baby, we're gonna have a kid, or anything like that. It was nothing like that. But I mean, she did flirt with him, but it wasn't a situation where it was like, I'm trying to mess up your marriage or nothing. See, I'm sitting up here, I'm going and I'm reading the books and gagging. I'm sitting up here talking about the Apollo situation, that's tired and through and delayed. But I just had to make a point. Like, it just made me so mad. Like, I'm tired of people being hypocrites, man. It's just annoying. It's so annoying, so annoying. So they switched to Drew and Portia, because Portia's in her room and she's got the second best room. Her room looks nice also as well. So I'm like, for a bootleg ass hotel, whatever it's called, y'all are doing somewhat right. I still feel like it's bootleg though. I'm just saying. Then Drew comes back out and I said she looks a hot sparkle mess, girl. Yes. I'm just sitting up here like, girl, where are you going? Where are you going with that sparkling on? Should we take a couple of your sparkles and throw them in the sky and wait for a magical explosion or something of sparkles? Because you're just giving me just a mess. That's the type of tease you're giving me, girl. You're looking a mess, and I feel like you're trolling us on purpose. There's no way to me that a few days ago, if not yesterday, but was she had on this gold. I know that was Portia's gold naked hair, her Brazilian gold naked hair that she has. That y'all know Portia sells wigs and stuff, and I know that was from her collection. Y'all can't tell me that Drew don't know how to dress. When Drew's out here, now looking better than she ever did on the show. Okay, her wigs were tied through and delayed and a mess for the longest, and her outfits were even worse. And now all of a sudden you want to look like money. You want to look like new money. Oh, okay, Drew. Okay, I see you. Yeah, you're turning into Portia Junior. Okay, and that's a problem because it's like, girl, we don't need arguments and fighting and all that. I'm not trying to do that with you because it's like, girl, bye. Uh, I'm done with that. And I just feel like she's wearing all these bad outfits and bad wigs, bad style choices just to troll us and try to make us feel sorry for her and try to make us feel as if, you know, that what she's doing is okay. And it's like, girl, no. You look a mess, you look a mess. Everybody gonna tell you that. And they should have told her to take that shit off. They should have told her to take it off because she looked a fool in all of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She definitely did. She looked a fool in that. Girl. So they all call the other girls, and for some reason, and Drew says before she calls Kenya that Kenya's not gonna answer, that Kenya don't fool with me like that. So I'm just sitting up here like, why, girl? Why are you trying to get in contact with him, or you trying to deal with him, or whatever, when he don't want to deal with you? It's like you have to put yourself in those shoes. And what would you do if someone wasn't, feeling you like that, or featuring you like that, or whatever? And and you're doing all these other different types of things, and your homegirl is looking a mess. If it was me, I'd be like, girl, you look a mess, girl. Go back in your room and change. You look a fool. You look a mess. You look a complete sparkly mess, girl. Take that off. That would be me. But I don't know why they didn't tell her that, because I wouldn't want to be coming on camera looking like that, girl. You were dressed like an old lady from the 50s, 60s, girl. Take that off. Don't ever put that on no more. Mm-mm. Don't ever put that on no more. For real, for real. I'm just being real. So Drew calls Kenya, and Kenya pays her dust, girl. So after that, Cynthia calls Kenya, and it was only one ring that goes through, and then Kenya picks up, and I was just like, oh my god, this is just so shady, but I'm here for it. But it was like, girl, you know Kenya don't fuck with you like that, and that's your fault. The reason why Kenya don't fuck with you like that is because she knows you're sneaky, you're conniving, you're two faced, you're fake as hell. That's why she don't want to fool with you like that at this point right now in the reunion. She don't want to deal with you. She don't want nothing to do with you at that point. So I don't feel it. I, oh man, cause like people like that, I can't trust people like that in my circle. I don't want to be around people who are fake as hell like that for real. I'm just being real. I don't want to be around people like that for real. Um, so Cynthia, I mean, Kenya answers Cynthia call, and then after that, she goes downstairs and she's just giving me everything. Her outfit she got on, her track, which I think is a jumpsuit, her white jumpsuit, and her side ponytail, which is giving me everything, and she's looking good. Kenya is a 50-year-old woman, and she looks amazing. But I think at the time of filming, she was 49 at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she was 49 at the time, and she looks amazing for her age. I don't care what nobody says. She looks stunning for her age. And y'all can tell all that quarantine weight she lost. Because y'all know, when Kenya first started filming, she was bigger than this. But her snatchback is real, honey. She looks amazing. Hands down, shout out to her. Love her down. Um, So Kenya gets on the bus and sits in the seats amongst the ladies. Cynthia being shady and messy by asking Kenya if she liked her room, and then Kenya clocks her and says, "Yes, I upgraded it," and I hollered, and I was just like, "I know that's right, bitch. You better get them together," because they thought they was gonna clown you and make you look a fool when you got on there, but you once again played a chess move, and they're mad and pressed about it. And then Cynthia was like, "You didn't like the one you had before?" Kenya was like, "No, darling, I didn't." And I was here for it. And I was like, "I know that's right. If I didn't want to sit in the stay in no busted ass room, I'm not going to. I would upgrade too. I'm not even about to make this a bigger deal than what it needs to be. I'm not even about to give him the satisfaction at the end of the day because that's probably what he wants, and it ain't worth me having the satisfaction of doing that. So I don't blame that. I don't blame Kenya on that. If it was me, I would do the same thing, to be honest. And then after that part, all of them look pressed, and Drew's looking like, damn, I ain't get this bitch. Like, she got me. Like, she looking hella pressed. And then Kenya spoke facts in her confession after that, and she was telling the truth. Like, no, like you're not gonna have me sit up here being a busted ass room and think I'm supposed to sit up here and deal with that. Like, no, it's too hot for this. And I felt her on that though. I really did. I really did though. And then after that, Drew gonna say she would have liked to know that Kenya upgraded. And I'm just like, and she said she wants to know where everyone is. I'm just like, girl, the producers is right. The producers be going to all of y'all and letting y'all know where each other is at. Why do you need to know specifically from Kenya where she's at when you can easily ask the producers? The producers will tell you. I bet you say, oh hey, I was just wondering where is Kenya, whatever this that and the third. I'm pretty sure they would tell you where the hell she's at. I highly doubt that they're not gonna tell you. I doubt that at this point. Like, what's the point? Honestly, like, what's the point? What's the point of her telling you that when you could ask the producers and they will tell you right then and there? You know Kenya don't fool with you like that. You know Kenya don't want to deal with you on that level. Why are you constantly antagonizing her and taunting her and acting surprised when she retaliates? Ugh, I can't. And then after that, Kenya basically said she would give her the number, and I hollered. I hollered. I really did. And I was just like, I know that's right, Kenya. You better get this hoe together because she trying it. She really trying it. I'm telling you, she really trying it for real, for real. Then after a little bit, they talked to Candy for a little bit, and she's still doing her movie and everything. Hopefully, she'll be home soon so she can tell me some more results about how filming is going and everything like that. Then after that, they all go bike riding and see the famous establishments of New Orleans. And I said in my notes, I love when the girls have a good time together. The vibes are so great. It is. And I could definitely tell, like, with Kenya going on this trip and everything, she was really having a great time. And she was really happy. And, her energy was just off the ball. Kenya didn't even annoy me this episode. It just annoyed me that, she did give Drew attitude. and ammo to use against her. But besides that, Kenya didn't even really get on my nerves this episode at all. And I'm a stan. Like I told y'all, I am a Kenya Moore stan, and I'll be the first to tell y'all that. But when she is in the wrong, she is in the wrong, and that's what it is and how it's gonna be. But ain't nobody gonna tell me who I can and can't love and or like. Period. And then Drew says in her confessional that apparently when Kenya has a fun time, basically that it's good and everything like that. I'm like, girl, why do you care if Kenya has a good time or not? Like, why are you so pressed about her? I don't get it. I little shit don't get it. And then they show the St. Louis Cathedral. They ride their bikes to there, and then the tour guide is telling them about it and the history about it. I'm just sitting up here looking at the tour guide like, come here, daddy. Like, the tour guide was fine as hell, though. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. He was fine as hell. And then after that, they go to Bourbon Street and part ways, and they end up going to the restaurant. I forgot what the restaurant's called, but all I know is that food looked hella good. I want to try the oysters. I want to try the fried alligator. I want to try the fish. I want to try everything that they basically they order. I want to see how it is. I don't want to say something is nasty without actually giving it a try and giving it a chance. But yeah, I want to try that because the food looks hella good. So they're all sitting down. They order their food: the fried alligator, the fish, the seafood, uh, and what else? There's something else I'm missing, or whatever. But they order a bunch of food basically to share amongst each other, and that food looks good. I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. I heard that New Orleans food is hella good. Then after that, Latoya comes back from the bathroom. I forgot to point out that she went to the bathroom before a little bit before the scene, but she comes back from the bathroom and she looks all frustrated and upset. And Kenya asks her if she's okay. Latoya was like, no. And then Kenya's like, what's wrong? And Latoya was like, I'm feeling frustrated. And then Kenya was like, why? And then Latoya says she doesn't want to talk about it. And then Kenya's just like, okay. So I'll respect the fact that she respected that she didn't want to talk in that moment. Maybe it was something she wanted to talk to her about off camera, or something that she just didn't want to deal with anymore or any longer. Then that probably was you know was that. So they all a little bit after that they all get their food and they're tearing it up. And then Portia in her confession was talking about she's a baby vegan and talking about how she's about to eat alligator and stuff. I'm like, girl, you're a fake ass baby vegan. Girl. Who are you trying to fool? We did not forget the fact that you ordered a short stack of ribs a couple episodes ago while you were going on a date with Dennis, and that in Charleston you were eating from that pig. Girl, bye. You are not a vegan. You're a fake ass vegan. Stop with the shenanigans. Stop with the foolishness. You're not fooling nobody, girl. You love me. Just admit it. Let's call it that. We ain't got time for you when he's lies. See, you lying about even dumb stuff. Stop it. And after that, Marlo FaceTimes you, and she's talking to everybody and telling them like how much pain she's in and her back is hurting. And I'm curious, like, why her back is hurting. I know she said her nephew jumped on it, but I think it's more to the story. So I can't wait till we get more information on that. And then they're saying Kenya says, "What's wrong with my new bestie?" And then the camera pans to Portia, and Portia looking at her like, "Bitch, that ain't your bestie." Like Portia is pressed boots, honey. I told y'all she was pressed. Like she's really pressed, and the fact that she's trying to act like she don't have a problem with them being friends, but yet you can physically see it on her face. And when the whole Bolo Gate happened, started, or whatever, and how she was acting towards Marlo and Kenya walking together and sitting down, and how dismissive she was toward Marlo, you clearly see she got a problem with them being friends. But it's like, girl, you don't need to be sitting up here trying to act like a baby Nene. Nobody wants to be a baby Nene, to be honest. The gag is, I would never want to be a baby Nene. I would not want to be a baby Nene at all because it's like Nene is one of those people where she thinks that just because you're friends, that means you can't be friends with people that she doesn't like or get along with. And I feel as if that's a load of crap. That's a load of BS because it's like honestly, we're all grown. As long as I'm not being mentioned in your conversations with this person that I don't fool with, then all is well for me. There's no point in picking sides and all that. It ain't your issue. My issue with this person has nothing to do with you. But give me that same level of respect that I would give you. Like if somebody you mentioned, if somebody I mentioned, you know, to you, you know, I mean, if it was somebody you didn't get along with or whatever, I'm not gonna mention them to you or be messy or keep up that whole conversation thing. I'm not gonna do that because I feel like that's messy when you're bringing up people that someone that another person doesn't get along with, and you allowing them to talk trash about them in your presence. That's fake, and I'm not that type of person to do something like that. Uh, but anyway, yeah. So that happens. They say that then they tell Marlo that they're gonna bring his food back, which I think is really sweet. And then Kenya's eating her food, and she's just over here saying, And I'm just like, I know that food was good. I know that food was good. For her to be sitting up there moaning and stuff like that, like that was killing me. I died. I died laughing so hard. And then it got kind of quiet after everybody was eating, and then Latoya being messy once again. But at least she owns how messy of a bitch she is. She says, "Not another Fallon party," and then she starts laughing. And then everybody checks her and puts her in a place like, girl, like you were doing the most at Fallon's place. And I gotta be honest here, y'all. Y'all know I love Latoya. Latoya's my girl. But however, she was being extra at Fallon's party, and she was doing the most. But however, let's be honest. If it wasn't for her starting with Fallon, they wouldn't have nothing to talk about in regards to her party because Fallon's party was boring. It was, but I don't feel like Toya had a right to disrespect her in her home, let alone to disrespect her husband. She was out of line and wrong for that, and she should be dealt with because of that. But at the same time, like Toya said, it was boring till she showed up, and that is a fact. That's the truth. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about Latoya Ali Baby, but one thing about it, two things for sure, she keeping the mess going and started. She keeping us to be able to have these conversations. I don't. I feel like she should have went into Fallon's home disrespecting her nigga, of course, because you wouldn't want nobody disrespecting your nigga, which I completely understand. But it's like, how are you gonna feel some type of way if you know it's your son-in-law, or I'm bringing up something else. I'm talking about something else, but yeah, like I didn't understand that. I felt like I understood where Toya was coming from completely, but she was wrong for disrespecting that lady going to her house being disrespectful. I feel like she definitely owed Fallon an apology. But I also respect the fact that Latoya's like, I said what I said, I'm not apologizing. Meaning, aka, I meant what I said, and I stand by that. And all you can do is have respect for people that's gonna be real and straight up. I fool with that. I can't stand when somebody want to be fake. I hate that. Um, And then after that, Drew out of nowhere once again brings up Latoya not drinking, asking her about it, and Latoya's like, "I just don't feel like drinking." That should have been the end of that conversation, period. But this is my whole issue with Drew. She wants to continuously be sneaky, shisty, suspect, and do all this other stuff and hide her hand and don't come to people directly. Just be straight up. Just be honest. Like, I'm sick and tired of people not being honest and not being straight up with how they feel towards whatever. Like, that's just annoying to me. And then I'm sick and tired of Drew dragging stuff on and on and on and on and on. Like, we didn't need to know about Latoya's personal business with drinking and all that other stuff. Like, and if you was a real friend or even trying to build a friendship, you would not throw her under the bus like that. And you were wrong for that. You are so wrong for that. She did not deserve that, regardless. Yeah, Latoya has been starting a lot of drama and all this other stuff. And I'm not debating nobody on that. I'm not gonna argue with nobody on that. We know she's been starting drama. We know she's been doing a lot. We know she's been doing the most. But at the end of the day, regardless, wrong is wrong. And I believe 100% you was wrong for that. And she can sit here and keep lying to y'all talking about how she cares about them. She cares about Latoya, and she wants Latoya to get help. You're just out here acting like she a whole crackhead, or out here acting like she don't know how to control her liquor. When the fact of the matter is, she trying to keep up with y'all, trying to do all this, and this, and it's like, no, girl, get you some rest, get you some sleep, honey. Like, you should never have to get drunk to impress the girls. Like, that kind of made me feel some type of way. So I'm just like, if they don't see your awesome personality now, that's them that's gonna be missing at the end of the day, you know. And I will always remember, you, of course, and I think you're great. But yeah, she kept going on and on and on. I'm just getting more and more irritated. I'm just like, bitch, you're doing the most right now. Like, you're sitting up here trying to make it seem as if you want to help her, but you're shaming her. Now, it gets to the point where Kenya does a confessional saying that Drew is bullying Latoya. Would I say she's bullying Latoya? No. I would say that she's being annoying and constantly coming after Latoya, and I personally feel that's a wrong move to make and that he doesn't deserve and that he doesn't deserve anybody to help him. And I feel like if you really cared about Latoya and that whole entire thing, you wouldn't have put her on blast in front of everybody. You care about her, you're not gonna shame her. And I agree with Kenya on that, 100%. You cared about her, you're not gonna shame her. You're not gonna make it seem as if she's an alcoholic when the girl just can't help, just don't know how many drinks to go over or go under when it comes to that. Because she ain't no damn alcoholic, I tell y'all that much. And Drew's the type of person that will slander your name and character and not even have no proof of nothing. That's the type of person she is, and that's why I don't fool with her. So so Latoya's going back and forth, because Drew keeps pressing the issues, and then she's booming on her. She's booming on the table. She's like, I don't feel like it, bitch. I don't feel like it, bitch. I don't feel like it, bitch. Doing other, doing all that other stuff, and I'm just like, I'm here for it. And he's just like, no, let that bitch keep hitting on the table. Get that, make sure that bitch knows, because she the one that keep on dragging the situation. We can't be mad at Latoya for defending herself and for just being like, girl, I'm gonna knock on this. I'm gonna knock on this table, and I'm gonna make a beat out of it. I'm gonna make a song out of it. I ain't wrong. Straight up, straight up how it is. So I wasn't upset about that. Okay. After that, yeah, I said in my notes, Drew's not the type of bitch you can trust. Straight up, straight up. So I got to that point. And here's another point I made. For you being a Christian woman, you have no right to cast judgment on anybody then, and then when you become perfect, you will have a right to judge or shame. But until then, shut the fuck up and stop with your shenanigans. Yes, I know Toya has been very disrespectful and shady and rude as fuck this season, but at the same time, she's keeping things interesting. And her and Drew's beef gives me season five Portia and Kenya. And even though I don't like Drew at all, she's definitely good for the show. But my issue is don't sit there and act as if you're helping someone, then really you're shaming them and putting their business out there on Front Street. That ain't cool. I don't fuck with people who do shit like that. Straight up, I don't. And that's some fake shit. So I feel like, why are you putting her business out there on Front Street? If this was something that happened off camera, there should be no reason why we're talking about this on camera now. Like you're intentionally trying to expose her, and that ain't right. She clearly didn't trust the other girls to talk about this, so why are you telling her business? I don't like that. I really don't like stuff like that. So Toya explains that when she gets around them, she drinks to catch up with them, but that she doesn't drink that much. And when she gets around them, she can finally let her hair down and just have a good time because she doesn't get out that much. But she's a full time mom, and she does YouTube and stuff like that, and that's understandable. You know, but would I say she's an alcoholic? No, she's not an alcoholic by any means whatsoever. And I don't like how Drew's trying to make it seem like as if she is. And then after that, she just gets to the point of just arguing back and forth. She's just like, man, fuck this shit. Fuck Drew. I don't give a fuck. Fuck this bitch. And I didn't blame her. So she got off the table and just left. And said she needed the AA. And she wasn't wrong for how she felt, but I just felt like you're doing the most right now. Like, bruh, like, what's the issue here? Like, that's just how I felt. Um, And then after that, one thing I could appreciate about Kenya, regardless of how she felt towards Toya telling her business, she's still gonna give her that advice to be careful who you tell your business to, and she still comforted her like a friend. And I don't know what happened in between last week's episode and this week's episode. I don't know if they made up and were able to talk it out again or whatever, but it does seem like they did talk out everything. But I don't know. I do feel like, and at the same time, in a way, it is karma because it's like you were going around telling Kenya's business to these bitches, and now Drew's doing the same thing to you, but he's laying it on extra thick, trying to make it seem like you're an alcoholic. Girl, no ma'am. But yeah, and I also said, what you give out in life is what you get back, and that's just how it is. And that's just straight up being real. And then after that, Kenya and Tori go home together in the Uber or whatever. After that, Drew brings Marlo some food. Then Kenya goes and checks on Cynthia, sees how she's doing. And they end up talking about Drew and Toya's fight. And then it cuts to Portia and Drew drinking Henny together. And I'm just like, oh, they both annoy me so much. Fucker. And then Kenya says to Cynthia that she feels like Drew is a bully. And I was like, I don't think she's a bully. I just think that she don't know when to let things go, and that she don't know how to shut the fuck up and mind her business, and to not tell other people's business. I think that's really what it is, and I think that she was just trying to have a moment and really trying to reach and start some shit off, even though it wasn't necessary at that time. And I said, and I agree with both of them. I don't feel Toya has a drinking problem at all either. But Drew definitely wasn't supportive. She was trying to shame her and embarrass her. If she cared like she claims, she wouldn't have felt the need to put on a glass. Absolutely correct. 100% agree. I feel that way. 'Cause I'm just like, if you were trying to do all that, you wouldn't have felt the need to try and put her on blast. You wrong as hell for that. I don't care what anybody say. Like, you're wrong. You don't do that to people. And then as Kenya's walking out, she says that she's so sorry that she wasn't able to sing at her wedding, because of her voice being gone. And Cynthia gets kind of fresh, and she's like, um, saying like she just don't like her. No, she don't like her. She has every right to feel that way. Don't sit here and act like Drew's been trying to get to know Kenya when she's been taunting her this whole time and doing and being shady towards her or whatever. And then Shamia joins Portia and Drew and they talk about Marlo. And I'm just like, oh, I'm just like, y'all are some fake ass bitches. Why are y'all sitting up here having a conversation about Marlo, but she's supposed to be y'all friend, regardless of the situation? I don't give a fuck if my friend or my best friend is friends with a bitch that I don't fuck with. I'm not gonna sit up there and bitch and complain about that. As long as I'm not being mentioned, I'm not being brought up, I'm not being gossiped about, I don't give a fuck like who you're friends with at the end of the day. Because that's not gonna phase me. Regardless, I'm still gonna get sleep knowing that I'm friends with you and you're friends with someone that I don't fool with anymore. And that should never be a problem. It should never be a situation where you have to pick sides when it comes to it. Because if I'm beefing with that hoe, I'm beefing with that hoe. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business, stay in your place, stay in your lane. And it's just so frustrating to me to watch Portia sit here and play victim and say she don't care about Marlo and calling Marlo a fake bitch and all this other bullshit. But Marlo hasn't even spilled her tea. I'm pretty sure Marlo knows even more about that night that she's even saying. And I believe Marla 100% in her green scene where she was like, I haven't even told Kenya your business, and I believe that 100%. But it's like so frustrating to me because it's like, Portia, you got the nerve to call anybody a fake bitch when you're sitting up here trying to to this day trying to make up to Shamia for the shit that you did to her a few years ago. Regardless of the situation, I don't think if they've been friends, best friends for so long, but it's like certain things you should not do to your best friend. If you are somebody supposed to be somebody's best friend, you do not miss their wedding. Okay, you do not throw them under the bus and allow another bitch to talk reckless about them. But yet and still, when that other bitch does it back to them, you don't say nothing. You don't do that. You don't treat your friends like that. Period. You are a fake ass bitch and you're a fake ass hoe. You always talk shit about people behind their back, and then you smile in their face and you do that fake shit. I can't, I can't do it. Like I really can't do it. I can't stand Portia, y'all. I swear I can't stand her. And she's a hypocrite. Like you're sitting up here, ever since you saw Kenya and Marlo come down the stairs together. Ever since they made up in South Carolina, you've been pressed as fuck, and you started to become distant as fuck towards Marlo. Ever since then, and and when Marlo called that out, that you've been distant with her, you wanted to dismiss her and you want to be cold towards her. But now that she's giving you that same energy, it's all of a sudden a problem. Now you want to sit here and try to make it seem as if Kenya is the problem when the real gag is you're pressed and mad that Kenya and Marlo are in a better place and they're actually working on bettering their relationship and actually doing better by each other within their relationship. And you're just pressed and mad about it. And you're trying to make it seem as if, oh, it's a strategic thing. When the real gag is Cynthia is the one that even got them to even have a conversation, let alone drop everything and start over again. That's the real tea. That's the real gag. But you just want to focus on the whole Bolo Gate situation. When Kenya hasn't said nothing about Bolo Gate, I think since like last week or whatever, but she didn't say even much about it, really. I mean, you seem more pressed about it than anything, Portia. Like, girl, I'm so over you. Like, let's just be real. The real gag is you are pressed as fuck that they are friends. And now that Kenya is being a better friend to Marlo than you were being, you want to try and make it seem as if it's Kenya trying to manipulate Marlo, but Kenya is not manipulating Marlo at all. Period. You're not gonna sit up here and try and make it seem as if Marlo can be manipulated and all that other shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know how to be a friend to both friends that don't like each other. How about this? Not mentioning them around each other and not carrying on a conversation if one of them brings up the other one. So I'm gonna be like, look, I understand that you don't like this person, but I'm friends with this person. I'm friends with you. I'm not gonna allow you to be disrespected in my presence, and I'm not gonna allow that person to be disrespected in my presence either. So you can go and talk to somebody else about that has a music problem with them or whatever. Don't bring that around me. I don't have time for it. I am grown. I am about to be 24 years old. I do not have time to be going back and forth with no hoe over no hoe. Period. And your issue is not my issue, so I'm not going to even make it a bigger issue. She was irritating me so much. It's like you calling Marlo all types of fake bitches, but Marlo hasn't even spilled your tea. Marlo hasn't even been messy or been fake towards you or none of that. The real gag is, like I said, you're just mad and pressed as fuck that that Kenya and Marlo are genuinely growing something, and you can't take it. You want to assume that it's about you, but baby girl, it's not about you. It is not about you. Grow up. You're about to be 40 years old. You are still acting like you're 16. You are still acting like you're dumb as hell. Yeah, you've grown a lot since your earlier seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank God. But now you're giving me baby Nene teas, and I'm over it. Anyway, all right. So after that, everybody is getting ready for the next day. Drew and Cynthia are about to go to Drew's iHeartRadio interview, and then after out of nowhere, it cut to Brooklyn. It cut to Kenya being like, "Brooklyn, you colored over everything. How did you get in your food?" And they just showing all the places she colored, and I was hollering. I'm sorry, that was hilarious. I was just like, "Girl, how you got it all in your bacon though, in your sausage stuff?" Girl, Brooklyn is a mess, honey. She said, "I'm gonna make my debut." And she said, "Mommy, you gonna talk to me today?" So they go outside and it's raining and stuff like that, and they start talking about Zyko. So I'm just skipping through these. Like, and then they get on the bus, and Marlo and Kenya start a conversation about their friend, about the dude Robert that was helping them with the rooms and stuff, and they start play fighting and stuff like that, and laughing, having a good time. And then the camera pans to Portia, and once again she's pressed as a panini. Once again, they get to the class and they start, moving their arms, moving their body, moving their, shaking their asses and stuff like that. And I get my laugh because they're all having a good time, and it's just great. And I just like I love when it's like this. Now, I love my fair share of mess. Don't get me wrong, I love my fair share of foolishness, but it is just so frustrating to me seeing them argue about such the dumbest thing. I can understand if it's something worth arguing over, But these bitches be arguing about dumb stuff, and it's just frustrating. It is so annoying. So I'm just like, bro. And I don't understand how Candy got all that ass and she can't move none of it. I'm tired of her with this mess. Okay, you don't have to be a Michael Jackson at dancing or a Justin Timberlake. Hell, you don't even have to be a Prince at dancing. You don't even have to be a Chris Brown at dancing. And I know for a fact that you can dance better than what you claim that you can dance. I am over you, girl. I'm tired of it. Then and Drew and Cynthia, sub their interview and she's updating them on what she got going on and all this shit. Skip past that. Then they're going back there and they're grinding, they're shaking their asses and it's just I'm getting my life even more because they're doing the montages and Kenya's really having a good ass time and that just makes me smile because it's like, it's a difference. Like I said, people are out here saying, "Oh, I thought you were degrading yourself, Kenya." Girl, they were trying to have her dance publicly in front of a whole bunch of people she don't know, like that. First of all, and in front of her daughter, like, what? Are you kidding me? I highly doubt if her daughter was there in the room that she would have been dancing in front of her daughter. She's not going to be dancing in front of her daughter, setting that example, doing all that. She's not going to be doing that in front of her daughter. So come on now. Y'all just need to get with the program. She's not going to be dancing like that in front of her daughter, being provocative and shit like that. Now, she get around her friends and, it's just them, they having a good ass time. Hell yeah. Why not? She's not going to be doing that in public, though. Like, y'all need to think. And that had gave me so much life seeing Marlo, dancing behind Portia because her back was open, so she couldn't really twerk like she used to. But then after that, here comes the dumbass conversation between Portia and Marlo. That they started talking or whatever. Because in my opinion, she was playing victim, trying to make it seem as if, she trying to make it seem as if Marlo was acting funny towards her and not inviting her. And she got her together real quick. She basically said, Kenya called me and asked me if she could come up here and support me. And she said, I would have loved that all my friends would have done the same. Facts. Like you're trying to make it seem as if Kenya is strategic and she's trying to cause problems when she's trying to be supportive towards Marlo and actually trying to be a good friend to her. They're serious about rebuilding their friendship while you're sitting up here assuming that they're plotting when really they didn't plot and it wasn't a plot for them to get cool again. It had nothing to do with a plot. And when you watch this back, you're gonna see how dumb you look. You're gonna see how stupid you were being, and you're gonna realize, wow, I shouldn't have assumed. Ugh. And then Marlo reads her and brings up when Kenya and Portia were going on play dates and admits that she was hating on Kenya then. And I already knew that. I knew even then she wanted to be friends with Kenya, but Kenya wasn't featuring her. She didn't want nothing to do with her at that point. And I didn't blame her because it's like, Marlo, you've done a lot of things wrong to that girl. So, of course, she wasn't going to want to deal with you or want you to be around her or nothing in that capacity. And I didn't blame her at that point. And she basically says, like, I had to sit back and watch you be cool with her or whatever and I had to respect your decision. So why won't you give me the same? You keep saying that you don't give a fuck about them being friends, but clearly you are pressed. You're pressed boots, honey, because you've been pressed. You've been pressed since they became cool. I still remember that episode. You got all cold with Marlo and stopped talking to her and ghosted her and claimed that you hadn't talked to anybody since you got back from South Carolina. But that was a lie. But then when Marlo gives you that same energy, you can't take it. And like I said, I am so tired of you. Like Portia, you are a fake ass bitch, and you are two faced, and you can't be trusted. And people like you piss me off because Shamia is way too loyal to you, and I don't care what nobody says about that. She's way too loyal to you. You have not gave her the same grace, the same respect, the same accolades, the same love that she's gone her way and gave to you, and it is not right. It is not right how Shamia throws herself literally through the fire for you and defends you, right, wrong, or indifferent, and you can't give her that same respect back. Loyalty is hard to find, but easy to lose. Ugh, this bitch. I can't. And then after that, Marlo puts Portia on the spot and she asks her, well, Is what Kenya said happened the truth or not? And I felt like in this moment, yes, Marlo, you were being messy, but I want to know too, even though I already have my suspicions about that. But yeah, so Portia lies and talking about oh no and others and get all defensive. I'm just like, girl, why are you getting defensive? If you have nothing to hide, why are you getting defensive? If it was me and I had nothing to hide, I'd be like, no, that didn't happen or whatever. Or if it did happen, I'd be like, yeah, it happened or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna sit here and be scared forever. Uh-uh. You know, ugh, she just Portia was just annoying me. Like literally, she's giving me Nene Leaks tease, baby Nene. That's the tease I'm getting from her. So she starts assuming all this shit about Kenya, talking about Kenya trying to manipulate Marlo to be against her and to talk about her business and all this other shit. And it's like, girl, why don't you give Shamia the same energy you give Marlo? Shamia and Kenya got cool, but you're not treating Shamia like that. Why are you having a problem with Marlo and Kenya being friends? And then sitting up here lying on camera blatantly about it. I'm tired of the hypocrisy. Excuse me, the hypocrisy. I'm sick of it when it comes to that. Like, why is it okay for Shamia to be cool with Kenya, but it's not okay for Marlo to be cool with Kenya? Explain that to me. Make it make sense. Ugh. So after that, so Candy, Shamia, and Kenya have a talking about. So between Portia and Marlo having their conversation, Kenya, Shamia, and Candy are talking on the bus, basically. And Shamia was saying how things have been kind of awkward between uh, Portia and Marlo ever since ever since Marlo and Kenya became friends. And I'm just sitting up there like I'm getting annoyed and mad. Like, no, the whole thing is Portia was just pressed that they made up, and that to her that was a strategic move, or it was more than what she thought it was. When it really they made up, legit. Like they've been hanging out a lot and spending time a lot, and you're trying to make it seem as if it's the whole Bolo situation. But at this point, the whole situation is tired and through. But at the same time, I want to know exactly what happened and why you are being so defensive. If you really didn't do it, you would not feel the need to be this defensive. That's why I don't understand. Like, just own it and call it a day. Like, I don't get why she's acting like this. Ugh. So, Kenya basically says she don't got time for the high school mess. And I'm just like, I agree. Like, I don't have time for it. And then Kenya starts the conversation, basically tells Shamia, like, you're being loyal to Portia. You're extremely loyal, but she's never gave you that same courtesy. And that is a fact. That is a fact. That is just being straight up. In her confession, she says that she's basically Portia's lapdog. And to be honest, Shamia, I'm sorry, girl, I love you, but you are. Like, Portia be on some BS, and you just always defending her, but she can never give you the same respect. And that's not right. It shouldn't be like that. And then out of nowhere, Latoya came out of nowhere and says that Shamia is Portia's lapdog. And Shamia gathered her and said, ain't nobody talking to you, and she told her to go back to sleep. I hollered like Shamia gathered her so quick. All right, and then they were got into this conversation on the bus, and I'm so pressed because I wanted to know, like, I wanted to hear that full conversation on the bus, girl. She's like, it was just a lot that they were talking about. I'm just like, dang, I really wanted to know more about the conversation. Um, and then out of nowhere, Marlo and Portia walk back on the bus, and it's still the tension is still pretty thick, and it's still weird. And I'm just like, I knew that something was gonna happen. I knew it because it's just like it's weird. It's weird. Like the energy is just so weird. And Kenya picks up on it. And she asks Marlo like, what's wrong? And then Marlo says basically she would have to get sick to talk about it, or not sick, drunk. She get drunk to talk about it. And I'm just like, I can't wait for next week. But anyways, y'all, I love y'all so much. This is my review. It was way longer than what I thought it was gonna be, but I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.